Today, we're going to be talking about the 10 best bourbons that you'll actually be able to find. Let's get into it. Hello everyone, welcome back to Brad's Bourbon Reviews. I'm Brad, and today I recently did a video where I was talking about my top 10 favorite bourbons of all time, and this person made a comment that said, you should do one of these for like your favorite available bourbons. And I was like, you know what? That's a really good idea, because I do understand that not everybody can get these allocated bottles. It's either really difficult to get them or it's really expensive to get them. So today I want to talk about my 10 favorite shelf available bourbons. Also, keep in mind, I can only speak for my area, and all of these are pretty much readily available. You should be able to get your hands on them, and if you haven't tried any of these, you should try them. Let's go ahead and get in with the first one. First up here, a powerhouse of the double oaked category. This is Woodford Double Oaked, coming in at around $60. It is available pretty much wherever you can buy Woodford, which is pretty much everywhere. This one is, in my opinion, far superior to the double oaked that is about 4 times the price of what this one costs. It's delicious. It's a great gateway into double oaked bourbons. It's also just a really good double oaked bourbon. I love this one for the winter time. I bring this one out whenever I want that like quintessential double oak that is something that I can just kind of drink and enjoy and not worry about missing out, because I can go buy another one any day of the week. They also do store picks of this now. I have not had one yet, but I hear that they are really, really good. So if you see your local store, get one of them as a store pick. Give it a try. Let me know what you think. Moving on to the next one. All right, up next here is Four Roses Small Batch Select. I think this one's good, but I actually prefer the small batch, and I just don't have a small batch on the shelf right now. I finished it a few weeks ago. So this one is small batch select on the camera, but I'm specifically talking about small batch. I think the small batch is a little bit better. It's also way less expensive. Like it's $30 as opposed to like $75 or $80. So go small batch. It's better. It costs less. Why would you not do it? I know Four Roses is not everyone's thing, but if you've never tried it, or you are looking to maybe try something from them that's not an arm and a leg expensive and also not their bottom shelf, that's a really good starting point with Four Roses. And honestly, for me, it's like E.H. Taylor. Like E.H. Taylor small batch is my favorite of all of the E.H. Taylors, and it's the easiest one to find from the E.H. Taylor lineup. So I kind of feel the same way about Four Roses. Like everything always just kind of goes back to small batch for me. So small batch or small batch select, but I would say go small batch. Moving on to the next one. All right, coming in at 114 proof. This is Old Grandad 114 made by Jim Beam. Every few years, like a rumor pops up that these are going away, then they're not going away, then they are going away, then they're not going away. I forget from time to time how good this one is, and I will break it out and just like be in awe at how good like a $30 bottle is at 114 proof. It's amazing. It is easy to find for the most part. It was going through like a little weird spell here in Orlando. It was kind of hard to find, but I see it all over the place again now. So if you've never tried Old Grandad 114 and you like the Old Grandad Bonded, which is another bottle that could be on this list, if you haven't tried it yet, I would say maybe seek it out and try it. In worst case scenario, you'll have some really strong whiskey and cokes you can choke it down with. Moving on to the next one. All right. This one is one of my go-tos for lower proof, easy to find, really good quintessential bourbon. This is the Bardstown Origin Series. This is the white label one. I kind of go back and forth between loving the black label one or this one more. Lately, I've been enjoying the white label one more than the black label one. I don't know why, but it is just so incredibly good. I think they're like $50 a bottle. They're not expensive. The entire lineup is great. The rye is good too. I kind of give the rye crap from time to time, but it's just because it's not as good as the other ones and it costs more. So that's the only reason I give it crap. It's still a decent rye, but it is just not on par with these in my opinion. But I also am not a big rye person, so take that with a grain of salt. But I am a bourbon person, and I really, really, really enjoy this bottle from Bardstown. Again, I've had a ton of stuff from Bardstown, but to me, I just keep coming back to these Origin Series. Like, they're so good. Moving on to the next one. We're going to go into some Old Forester here. This is the Whiskey Rose Series. Can you guess which one it is? Probably didn't guess 1897. This is probably my favorite of the entire Whiskey Row series. I really, really enjoy it. There's like a green apple note, if I remember correctly, on this. I haven't had this in a while. I think it's just incredible. I think it's my favorite. There's a few in the Whiskey Row series that I really, really enjoy, and this is definitely one of them. I think this one is underrated. I think everyone looks at some of the other bottles in the lineup and kind of look over this one, which is insane because this one is just incredible. It's a little expensive for what you're getting out of it, to be quite honest, but it is a really, really solid solid $60, $65 bottle. And again, I see these in every single liquor store that I go into. So I know that they're readily available. But if you haven't tried 1897, try it. It's absolutely delicious. Moving on to the next one. Speaking of Old Forester, I was torn on which one to do here. I was torn on doing this one or the 1910. I settled on Old Forester 1920, the Prohibition style, only because of the higher proof. I feel like that played a factor into it for me, where you're getting way more proof for the money at the same price. Like the Double Oak, I think is like 90, 95 proof, 93 proof. So you're getting a lot more proof out of this. This comes in at like 115 proof, and I think it's better in some ways, and I think the 1910 is just as good in some other ways. But for me, I was thinking of it from like a value perspective on this specific one, and I think with the higher proof point that it's just really, really good. A lot of banana notes on this, so if you're not into banana, you probably won't love this. It's like chocolate banana bread. It's really, really good. I know some people have like started to like kind of walk back their love of 1920. Not me. I love it. I've loved it from day one. For a long time, this was like one of my favorite bottles on the planet. But I do really, really like it, and it's findable. You can find this pretty much in every liquor store. So if you haven't tried Old Forester 1920, you should absolutely do it. Moving on to the next one. The next one up here is a bottle that used to be kind of hard to find, but now I feel like it's everywhere. I saw it at a Walgreens liquor store the other day on sale for like 30 or 35 bucks, something like that. This is Heaven Hill Bottled in Bond. I really didn't like this one the first time I had it, and then I bought a bottle of it, and I was like, wait a second, I really think this is pretty solid. I stand by, I don't think they gave me this when I ordered it at a bar, because it was just so night and day different that I was like, there's no way I would ever want one of these. And then I found one on sale, and I was like, I'll add it to the collection, and I tried it, and as you can tell, I've enjoyed quite a bit of this. I feel like this one is readily available pretty much everywhere now. Again, I saw it on clearance, so I don't know where you live. If you can't find these relatively easy, I'm sorry. But for me here in Orlando, and from what I've seen in my travels, this is pretty much available everywhere. So if you haven't tried Heaven Hill Bottled in Bond, you should definitely give it a shot. I think it's pretty solid. And I think it's a good representation of like their mash bill and how good they can make whiskey. Yeah, give it a shot if you haven't already. Moving on to the next one. Wouldn't be a Brad's Bourbon Reviews video if we didn't talk some Jack Daniels, and I really struggled with which one to put on. And I was torn between three. I was torn between this one. I was torn between a single barrel and a single barrel barrel proof. And I landed on the Jack Daniels Bonded because I think that this is one of the best things that Jack Daniels makes. It is incredible. The value's there. It's like $35 bottle. The only knock on it is that it's a 700, not a 750. But I love the bottle design on these, and you get a consistent product, which is why I didn't go with the single barrels, because some of those can vary. You can get one that you really don't like. So I went with this because pretty much everywhere Jack Daniels is sold now, you can get your hands on these, at least again in my experience. I know when these first came out, they were kind of hard to find, but I mean, the way I look at it is if the ABC chain in Florida puts it on the shelf, it should be readily available because they put nothing hard to find on any of their shelves. So I really love this stuff, and it's one of the best things Jack Daniels makes, to be perfectly honest. And it's just so simple, and it's so good, and I just love everything about it. Moving on to the next one. This is going to shock a lot of people that this brand made this list, but I stand by this one. This is the one that I really think from them is a shining example of what they can do and what they should focus their efforts on. This is Maker's Mark 101. Maker's Mark 101, by far and away, in my opinion, the best thing that Maker's Mark makes. I've really enjoyed some of the wood finishing series, and I would maybe say that those are a little higher technically speaking, but if we're talking about shelf availability, this is probably as good as you can get from Maker's Mark. I don't really remember how much this was. I think it was like $40. I got it at Frugal McDougal in South Carolina years ago when I was on a trip. It just blew me away because I'm not a Maker's fan. And it just really, really works for me. 101 is like their magic proof point at Maker's Mark. They should do all their special releases around this proof point because it's really, really good. And take over 101 from Wild Turkey and make it your own. That's what you should do. That's exactly what you should do. Moving on to the last one. Last one up here, it comes from Wild Turkey, and this is another brand for me that I was like debating on which one do I go with, which bottle do I pick, and I decided to go with Wild Turkey Rare Breed because I think that the proof point and the dollar value just makes sense for what you actually get in the bottle. It's absolutely delicious. It is crazy how good this is. Like this stuff is like sneaky good. Like if you tried this and you didn't know it was Wild Turkey Rare Breed, you just tried it in a blind, you'd be like, this is amazing. And you'd be like, oh, it's Wild Turkey Rare Breed. It's available everywhere. And that's why it made this list. Comment down below. Let me know what your favorite findable bourbons are. While you're down there, make sure you leave a like and subscribe because we are this close to 5,000 subscribers. I appreciate all of you watching. I'll see you on the next one. Until then, cheers. A big thank you to all the Patreon supporters you see on screen right now.